Okay, we're live. Um, so today we're talking about Katana Zero, initial release date April 18th, 2019, developed by ASCII Soft, published by Devolver Digital, costs $15, and is on the Microsoft Windows, Nintendo Switch, and Mac OS platforms. Katana Zero is a stylish neo-noir action platformer featuring breakneck action and instant death combat. Slash dash and manipulate time to unravel your past in this beautifully brutal acrobatic display. Okay. So yeah, we can just go through, introduce ourselves, and say how much we've played. Um, Pretty straightforward. That's what we do every time. Um,
All right.
I can start. I'm Zach. I've beaten the game. I've done a little bit of the extra stuff. I haven't done like a ton of like story runs, so I'm not sure about like differences and everything, but I beat the game. I liked it. Liked it quite a bit. Um and yeah, we can go to the next person.
All right. Nick. I just beaten the game. Not too long ago. Haven't played any extra, but I really enjoyed the game. And the more I played, the more I got really invested in the story and really liked their explanation on stuff. Uh, yeah. Go, Mitch.
Alright, I'm Mitch. I played the game for like 6 hours. I really liked the game, and I really liked the music of this game. Um, I beat the whole thing today, and I knew you were gonna do that. um, no. But overall, I really enjoyed the game. I felt like when I first started playing it, I really wasn't too into it. I didn't really get the story, but then as the game went further on, I really got into the story. I really liked everything they did with all of that. So I'm looking forward to talking about to see how much decisions actually affected the story, if at all. But so I'm looking forward to talking about it.
Right. No, I have not yet finished it. I'm probably 2.5 hours in. Um, uh, it's not bad. I don't know. I played it for like an hour and a half, 2 hours straight, and then got kind of bored of it, so I put it down and haven't touched it hardly since then until now. So
That makes sense.
Huh.
I definitely understand that. I thought maybe the story was probably a bit slow in the beginning. Because I definitely felt like the game was repetitive until like at a certain point the story I got like really engaged with it,
okay.
and then I was like playing it more for the story.
That's definitely how I felt. Like when in the beginning of the game, I wasn't really into it. I was like playing it and like, oh, yeah, this like some of the mechanics are cool, but like, it's fine. I also feel like the combat in the beginning of the game is a lot less interesting, but like towards the end of the game, the combat is so hard that it requires you to be like perfect,
Yeah,
which honestly made it a lot more fun,
and they
but
gave
also
you
really annoying
lots of
sometimes.
items.
Yeah,
which
because the first couple of levels are you just it's just one hit kill guys, and it's just kind of running through hitting guys. So you don't really need to be strategic or tactical about anything until like later in the game.
Yeah,
And then you get a lot of the cool mechanics like the smoke bombs um,
The little like bombs that you can stick on people
and the
when they walk in.
lasers
So I haven't
and
gotten to that point.
yeah. So let's explain a little bit more about like what this game is. Pretty
yeah.
much a 2D platformer action game that has a very heavy Hotline Miami feel, where you're like
Yeah.
hitman just
Yeah.
on a murder spree.
Yeah, because it's definitely like a side scroller Hotline Miami, where Hotline Miami was a top down shooter. Um, Yeah, you go through a bunch of different levels. You've got like a katana, and you can jump around and you can slow down time, and that's about it. Except for like some stuff you can pick up and some stuff like kind of later in the game. But that's about it. Um, it's just a game about murdering people and a good story, pretty much.
Yeah. So yeah, at first you think like, oh, okay, like it's just like a weird story to justify some weird murder. But then it actually goes like really fucking deep into it. One of the things that like really kind of clued me off was the psychiatrist that your samurai would visit between like missions.
Mm-hmm.
And like the line of questioning that he like gives you, and like you also like have these like weird dreams happening, and then you talk to the psychiatrist and he would like ask you questions about the dream, even though like my character hasn't even said anything about it. And that's like one of the first things that like tipped me off about this game.
That's
It's like,
they're like dreams and flashbacks.
yeah.
And it's because you make decisions about like what happened in them, and I was just wondering if that like changes the story. There's a lot of areas that I wonder how they change the story because I feel like they do, but I have no idea if they actually do.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because there's a lot of times where you do something and then it's like, oh well, this now affects things, but like maybe it doesn't. It's hard to tell.
Honestly, it definitely did feel like the choices you made actually mattered and like happened. But yeah, it's hard to tell until you play through again. Unless we all remember everything that like happened in the story to compare.
I just beat the whole. I played through the whole thing today, other than like the first 2 missions, so I remember most of it.
Yeah, and from what I talked about, you and me seem to make like pretty similar decisions. Like we talked to the DJ guy.
Yep, I talked to the DJ.
Yeah, it's like
Like for me, what the DJ was when the game got interesting. Like that was the first thing I did this morning. I had like that's where I started, was the DJ level.
I don't
And
remember the DJ level because I played that for like I played this game for an hour and then gave it like a 3-week break. You guys remind me what it is?
so
Yeah,
you're in like the nightclub and you like kind of
Oh,
so
that's the stealthing one, right? You have
yeah.
to like stealth through.
yeah, that's like the
area.
one where they first introduce like
That's right.
stealth and stuff.
there's really only 2 stealth missions, really, aren't there?
Um,
There's
There
that
are,
one.
but like you can like stealth up on guys in small areas.
there is one level, specifically the prison, where the guy tells you like we're gonna try to keep story spoilers to a minimum until the end, but in general this is gonna be pretty spoiler heavy. But in the prison level, the psychologist tells you to not kill anybody, and the first time I went through, I killed everybody.
I tried for a while to not kill anyone, and then I
Same.
accidentally killed someone. I was like, ah, fuck it, I'm just gonna murder everyone else.
There is an option. Um, I didn't know this until I actually started doing like extra find everything stuff, where you can
Get all the swords.
yeah, get all the swords. I only have 3 out of 5 so far, but we can talk about that later.
There's multiple swords.
Yes, there's
Yeah,
5
there's keys
extra
you can
ones.
unlock, and they're hidden in different areas. That was the last thing I did before this. Was I went and got all the swords, so I have all 5 now.
I only got
Wow.
3, but
Oh, I'm
yeah, there's an option in the prison level where when you're talking to the psychologist beforehand, you can kind of steer the conversation in the direction of you don't take your meds before you go. And if you don't take your meds before you go on that mission, you get a call first, and the call tells you to kill everybody. And
I definitely did not take my medicine because
Oh,
I was
you
like I
killed
feel
everyone.
like
I kept taking it.
yeah, I definitely kept taking it in my first playthrough.
I didn't take it because like the psychiatrist I didn't trust him at all. And I'm like, what the fuck is this drug that he's even actually giving me? So I'm like, nah, I'll pass.
So did you stop taking it like level 2 for like the rest of the game?
I did, but like I didn't have the option to do it anymore. Like,
Like, it was
Interesting.
kept giving
that
it-
was the only time you couldn't take, like, you could
Yeah.
stop yourself from taking it.
yeah,
Hmm.
which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
So what's
Unless-
interesting about that level, the one where they tell you to kill people, so I didn't realize that you could not take your medicine there. But so in that mission, if you go the normal route and you're supposed to not kill anyone, if you get through the whole thing and don't kill anyone, that's how you get one of the swords.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you do the opposite way, and you don't take your medicine, you have to kill everyone, and then you also have to kill the old man on the street afterwards. And then if you do that, then you should get the sword. I don't remember which sword it is.
Oh.
I think that one might be the Master Sword, but I cannot remember.
Master Sword.
Yeah, you get the Master Sword. But oh god, I need a level list. What's after the prison? Or where did I put my switch?
Studio 51 is after the prison. I remember that because that's like when you first like have a conflict with V.
Yeah, that was a
Uh,
really interesting encounter.
Yeah.
Is that where you have the first? Is that the first like boss battle?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought the boss battles were really interesting.
I really liked all the boss battles because they required you to be perfect to win.
Yeah, it's like
So-
yeah,
Well,
you get shot
I guess
once.
that's the
you're-
whole game,
You're done,
so-
but
Story-wise, this whole game requires you to be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I like how that like works into like the backstory and everything. I like how the game is very like self-contained. Like everything kind of has a reason for being the way it is. And I also this is skipping a little far ahead, and it's a big story spoiler. But I liked how I don't think it's the second boss battle. It might be the third, but it's like it's the person who knows like what's going on, and they know that you can like reset stuff. And
The laser lady?
yeah, and they're like, I'm just gonna keep killing you, and they
yeah.
they switch up what they do, like they switch
Isn't
up how
that the
they
very last boss?
I think it is.
yeah, it might be actually. But like since they know that you can like reset time, they like switch up their strategy so you're not really sure what they're going to start out with. Like they're
Yeah, it was like the one time where
like
things
they're
actually changed.
like the
It
game is
wasn't always
intentionally trying
exactly
to
the
stop
same.
you. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that battle made it a lot harder because you had to learn all of the potential possibilities instead of just the single possibility.
Yeah,
that's
you
gonna
got to know how to deal with all of her attacks.
Okay, really quick. I just want to say your choices apparently matter a lot in this game.
Oh, really?
Because I'm looking at the levels right now, and Bunker Part 2, like, the ending is so different than what I had. This is, like, straight up psychological, crazy horror type shit.
Huh.
Well, I'm interested. Like, I don't want to spoil anything if Noah doesn't want to know, but I want to talk about it.
Yeah. I just wasn't expecting to see that. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to talk about, like, gameplay wise. Like, it's pretty straightforward. Like, there are different enemy types that you encounter. There's a couple of different, like, kind of gimmicky mechanics where you're, like, on the bike or on the minecart and stuff. But
I really hated the guys with shields.
I thought those were fun. I thought it made stuff
I did
a
too.
lot harder.
I actually thought they were, like, one of the easier enemies to take care of.
They annoyed the shit out of me.
They
Guns
definitely
were, like, 50-50 for me, depending on what kind of guns they had. Like, shotguns.
Shotguns are annoying.
shotguns are annoying. Yeah.
Shotguns are definitely really annoying. You gotta be like really quick and just charge them as fast as possible.
Yeah, you just got to dodge through it. Like you got to get really good at dodging for the most part.
It took me a long time to figure out that, like, the down dodge, like, actually phased you through stuff.
God. The game's also
thought
really
that-
it's also really funny in a lot of parts, and there's a lot of references. Like we already talked about, like the Master Sword is in the game. And like my favorite part of the game was where there was like a gun, and I picked it up, and I was like, I wonder what this does, and I just throw it at a guy, and it just murders him. It's like you
Yeah.
don't even shoot the gun; you just throw the gun at people. I thought that was great.
No, I thought this was a cool, fast action-paced game where like it's one-hit mechanics to enemies and to you,
Mm-hmm.
which makes it challenging, but also it like resets really fast, so you can just keep just doing it.
Yeah.
It requires practice, but like it makes you feel good. Like every time you fail, for the most part, like I knew it. I know a new thing. Like I made it a little bit further, and now I can like further plan for that.
Well, speaking of that, that's exactly one of the things I love about the end screen. If you like die or make it through, where it's like, oh, that quite wasn't it, or like that wasn't right, or when you made it through, like, oh, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, and I like
that
how
simple sense-
fuck. Okay, my mic's back on. It was muted for a second, but I liked how once you finish a level, it shows like, yeah, that'll work, and then it shows what happens on the security camera, so it shows like everything happening in real time. Kind of
Yeah.
like it's got like that kind of Super Meat Boy vibe, where it
Even if you did the slow motion, it actually doesn't really play that slow motion.
Yeah, it just plays.
it just
in
shows
real
everything
time.
in like real time. Yeah.
Yeah, and it makes you feel like a real badass. You're like, yeah, I never made a mistake.
It like reminded me a lot of Super Hot in that like once you finish a Super Hot level, it would like replay it in real time.
Oh yeah, I forgot Super Hot had that. But yeah, that was a very nice touch. This game is just I love this game because it's just so stylish. It's got the setting it wants like nailed.
Yeah, I feel like graphics-wise, it's pretty fine. It's just like pixel art, you know?
I thought the
But, like,
pixel art
what-
is really great, like especially
Well, okay.
later in the game.
Well, I was gonna say, like, yeah, like, to me, it's like good pixel art. Like, it's like a good standard, like what you would want it in a video game. But I felt like they really elevated it to their animations and style effects that they used a lot throughout the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like whenever your character like slowed down the time and had that like crazy ripple effect with his character, or the wild like scratching out during like story parts.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wouldn't even know what you would call that effect.
Talking about like when the
Static.
screen like would like go all
Glitches
crazy.
out.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's like graphical glitches for like old TVs and old hardware and stuff.
Yeah. And then yeah, just sound effects with those just made it all sound really good and feel really good.
Yeah. Plus, like the entire game, even though it's pixel art, it feels really smooth. Like a lot like Hotline Miami. And if you like this game, check out Hotline Miami 2 because it is some really good stuff. It's I don't know, I like that game a lot, but where else were we on?
I'd like to talk about items. One of my favorite items. So you can like just pick up with the right mouse button if you're playing PC, and then just throwing it with the same button. One of my favorite items that I liked getting throughout the game was the smoke bomb. Because like if you just throw it down on you, nobody can figure where you are, and they run to you, or you throw it at them and they like just sort of stop and like be cautious. And then like when you slice through it, like it takes away part of the smoke cloud with it, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably one of my favorite mechanics.
Yeah, I think that kind of stuff really changes the game around. Like I was very tactical about when I would use like throwable items like that. The gun I was talking about, when you pick it up and you can throw it at a person and it's basically a one-hit kill on basically anybody, I would save it for like, oh, there's a shield guy there, I'm going to use it on him. And yeah, I'd be interested in watching some speed runs of this, because I think you could end up with some really interesting strategies. But,
Yeah.
There were many times where I used the throwable item to block the bullets of enemies.
yeah,
So
definitely.
they like shoot me, and I'm like, oh shit, slow down time so I can like react well, and then just chuck the item to like block it, and then I get them with the sword.
Yeah. Hey, did you ever just be like, I know exactly what's going to happen, so you're able to block bullets in real time with your sword?
Yeah,
Well,
that was
yeah, after I
really
did it
great.
like 15 times in a row.
Yeah, it's like you finally figured out, like, oh, I know exactly when they're gonna shoot. I don't even need to freeze time anymore.
You're
just
you're
like,
basically Neo from the Matrix, and
that's how I got on the first stage of the boss fight of the laser lady.
Oh yeah, that was so fun. I didn't use slow time either with her.
Like, I used slow a little bit, but for the most part, I got so used to where all the enemies were spawning that I was just doing the exact same routine every single time, like deflecting bullets without freezing, and then just failing over and over again.
Failing, and then like, all right, I'll tweak. All right, go a little bit more to this side next time,
Yeah.
and then see how far I get.
The worst is when I kept forgetting that she had the like sweeping laser attack,
Oof.
and I'd get to that part, and then I'd forget, like I just wouldn't instinctively like freeze time like I should have been, and I would like dodge or something before, and then just kill myself.
for me it was the sweeping machine gun attack that got me like every time.
Oh, the hardest for me was the sniper guy with all the lasers bouncing back and forth. Those lasers, god damn it.
Fuck.
Oh, that was annoying.
Yeah.
Wait, what part is that?
The sniper guy in the bunker.
He's just sitting there sniping you while you're trapped in a room, and there's a bunch of lasers just going back and forth, and then on the floor there's panels that moves you towards the center of the room.
I must have killed him in like one try because I don't remember this.
Mm.
I literally just did this. I don't have any recollection of this.
I'm on the minecart part.
The minecart was slightly annoying.
That one's kind of annoying because like when you get to the part where you've got to like do that section before the minecart gets to the next part, then
I didn't
it
have
gets a
too
little
much
annoying.
trouble with that.
Shit.
Mitch, I just linked you something. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Did you see something like that?
Scroll to the bottom.
Yeah.
What the fuck? No.
Yeah, what? That must be
What?
probably something in the extra type of game.
What the fuck? I didn't have a.
Sent it to you too, Zach. So yeah,
So I didn't.
gameplay-wise, like,
I
there's-
never fought the psychiatrist.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I didn't even know that
I
was a
did
thing.
something slightly different. But yeah, otherwise, like, gameplay-wise, like, it's very simple. There's not a whole lot of complications. It's very smooth and all that. But the real shine to me of this game is, like, the story.
I feel like I know why I didn't fight the psychiatrist.
Like I'm pretty sure
That's bizarre.
Like, I killed the psychiatrist, but I never like fought him.
I feel like
he is a 4-stage boss battle.
Really?
Quick question for you
Apparently.
guys. You know the masked people, the happy guy, the death and life one.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
something I wanted to ask you guys about.
Which one did you pick? Because that's probably like what also kind of changes the.
I chose the one that killed me first, just because I figured I would really go back and quickly do the other one real quick?
I also
I-
chose the one that killed me first.
Oh, I thought about doing that, but then I chose the alive one.
The one that kills you, the game just ends, and then you just have to go
I
back
think-
and restart.
Oh, okay. So maybe that's not what changes the ending. Interesting.
Wait, so I have a question. Did you? So they when they first show up, those like masked people, they say
Yeah.
that they drugged your tea. Did you guys drink the tea all every time?
I
I think I did, yeah.
frankly,
Oh, I
I
did,
did-
yeah.
there might have been once or twice where I didn't drink it every time, but I definitely did drink it that time when they came.
There was a
'Cause
time.
I was wondering if you don't drink the tea if they don't come.
Well, there was a time where I tried to like sleep without drinking it, and it was like I need to drink my tea to go to sleep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So maybe you have to drink your tea then.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the tea, I guess that puts us in close proximity to the other interesting story element, which is the little girl that's like just hangs around your apartment a lot.
Yeah. I
I'm
don't
not
know.
too sure how big of that I was in the story. Like in the beginning, it was fine, but like where it kind of ended up was like, for me.
Can we are we okay with just like talking spoilers now? Because I feel like we're talking in riddles and like we're not.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah,
it's
Noah,
up
are
to
you
Noah.
I'm fine.
Okay. I so because I don't know how if it's all like it's hard to tell what's the same for everyone or not, but like because it seems like for the most part everything stays the same. But so the girl just like kind of disappears at the end,
Yes, that happened for me too.
like no explanation. She's just gone.
It sounds
Which-
like one of the people was like, because it said like a note, an eye for an eye, or like something like that.
Yeah, they're one of the masked people said something, right? And then we saw
people.
well at the end of the game you see her with the masked people,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and
So
so
I
maybe
think that's
that
the
was like
trade-off for being choosing
Your-
alive.
yeah. So you're trading your life for the girl.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like there's got to be more explanation in a second game that they probably make, because they definitely left things kind of open.
Yeah, I really liked the dialogue system this game had, with
Yeah.
like the ability to just cut people off and just say what's right there right away, or you can wait and like see your other alternative options.
Especially since you like relive a lot of the dialogue too.
Yeah, because there's a lot of times. At first, I was like, I'm just gonna like listen to everything, and then like later on in the game, I'm like, fuck this dude, I hate this guy. I'm just like, I'm just telling him to shut the fuck up over and over again. Like I don't give a shit anymore what you're saying because I don't trust you anymore.
Yeah.
Like just because you learn from like through the process of talking to other people, you slowly start learning like all of your backstory. You know,
Or you think you know your backstory.
it's true.
Because it like pretty drastically like throws you for a loop at the end. At least I think it does.
Yeah. I'm gonna sprint to grab another beer. So BRB.
Okay. All right. Another question I have. I'm gonna guess that you can't kill V because there's that time where you're trying to kill him and then snow stops you. I'm guessing that that's just required to have happened. There's nothing you can do about that.
I think so. That's at least what happened with me. Doesn't I can't really remember this part. Doesn't snow kill V?
No, Dragon kills V.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the level where you get to play as Dragon.
That one was
That
cool.
was awesome. Like
Dragon? Hell yeah.
his ability to like dash and just like slaughter all the enemies in the dash was so much fun to use.
It's
I wish
incredibly.
that I could like play more with just that ability set.
It's so overpowered that it would make the game too easy. I feel like.
yeah. That was so much fun
That
though.
tease was good.
It was really interesting that when we got these like tapes that you would like play out the characters in the tapes. Like you were choosing the dialogue of people that you weren't, which I thought was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then like that's also how like you played Dragon, like it was a tape. You were just watching his tape.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And then your first encounter with V, or not your first encounter, when you get locked up with V, that was awesome. That's when I like everything got super interesting.
Yeah, I loved how much like you could fuck with him, and like first call him like V, and he's like, "Wait, how'd you know my name?"
Yeah.
And this is like kind of slowly starting to explain like how do you all like know all this type of shit? Like everything keeps resetting.
Yeah.
How do you know what's all going into that?
Oh,
And then it's revealed to me, which I thought was really cool, which is like what actually your character was, which is like some goddamn super fucking soldier that can see into the future.
Yeah, it was kind of really bizarre, but I also thought it was really cool how they like gave story explanation as to why the gameplay works the way it does.
Yeah, I
like-
love that.
And what's really cool is what that even explains further what we just talked about earlier, which was how after you complete a level and it goes to like that gray screen that shows you what's happening, all the other attempts before actually never really happened. It's just you look into the future of different paths.
Yeah,
And
it
then
just
the
shows
gray
the whole
one was
thing.
your actual real-time thing that happened. And then every time before you actually started like that segment of a level where like you
What the
restart
fuck
your
just happened?
checkpoint was like when you have that weird effect where it's like and like
Yeah.
kind of shakes the screen. To me, that's exactly the time like your character starts his ability to look into the future.
It was also interesting. There was a few times where like you actually like get teleported to the future and like you see future events and you can like interact with them and then you get pulled back again.
Mm-hmm.
It was like in a mansion, I think. Before you actually go to the mansion, you like end up there and you can like kill some guys and then you get yanked back again. And it was just super weird. Like when that happened the first time, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
That one's a little fuzzy for me. But there's a lot that happened in the game. To me, they compact a lot of content in a short time. Felt like it. Nice.
Yeah, apparently it's gonna be a free DLC.
Nice.
Which will, hey, bought it, so I'm ready. I'm ready to play a little bit more. I like this game.
Definitely. After that, I see like that choices do matter and like different things that happen. Probably definitely get replay this game.
So I'm guessing, yeah, I want to do another run through and play it a little bit differently. But I'm guessing the final encounter with the psychiatrist. I'm guessing that all of you guys like murdered him with the rock.
Yeah, with his paperweight stone giving
Yeah.
his thunder.
So I'm guessing if we don't murder him, then he becomes a boss fight at the end of the game after, like you return to him and he gets mad at you or something.
Maybe, but like, how do you not murder him?
I don't know.
That's the
I
thing.
honestly, I wasn't trying not to murder him. I was so ready to kill him. So
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like kept waiting. I was like, I don't want to do it.
Oh, and then the reveal of like your whole dream part.
Yeah, where the child is actually someone that you saw. Like that was so bizarre. Like,
Yeah.
you're the bad guy in that dream,
You're the
not the
shadow.
kid. Like they lead you to believe you're the kid the whole time, and then you find out that you're not. I realize, I know why the psychiatrist would be so mad. Like, you're supposed to go murder the kids, right? And then you leave the kids. What?
Okay, I'm not even sure how long my mic was muted for, but yeah, you're
No,
supposed to.
You've been talking this whole time.
No, I'm talking about. I've been muting myself in OBS to
Oh.
kind of cut down on the background noise.
Well, you haven't really had any background noise that I've
Well,
noticed.
it's not coming through Discord because
Oh.
Discord automatically filters it out, but OBS doesn't.
I see.
So, you guys cannot hear any of the problems with the audio, but there are problems with the audio, definitely. But yeah, because he wants you to go murder those kids because they're like you. They're like I forget
Or,
what.
Knowles.
Yeah, nulls.
Which is
Yeah.
like this whole crazy experiment behind the story.
Yeah, the super soldiers that can like slow down time and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna guess that the DLC is gonna be you going to pick up a new shipment of Kronos, since that's like the last thing that the game ends on is like, oh, now you know where Kronos is in the government laboratory. But then you go to the government laboratory and you can't do anything.
Mhm.
Well, the game ended for me on 15, so I think it'd be cool to keep playing as him for a little bit for the DLC, probably.
I thought it would also be cool to play more as 15.
Yeah. And 15 is the dragon guy with the crazy OP ability.
Yeah.
And your character is Zero.
Zero.
I don't know.
Sub-Zero.
It's like the second time I've heard that kind of that line. It's just like Sekiro. It's like, oh, it's your name. Okay. And
I don't know, overall, I really liked this game.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just
I
didn't
don't
like
know.
it at first.
Yeah.
At first, I was like,
it's-
this isn't my game. I don't know.
It's
Just
got a
took a
lot
little
of it's got a lot of heart to it.
Yeah.
It's got
The
a lot.
music was great.
Yeah, the music is
Yeah.
great. It's really stylish. I like I think the dialogue system I really enjoy, like the ability to like cut people off or the
Yeah.
different options it gives you, and like the whole conversation with the lady in the hotel where you can kind of just be an asshole to her or be like, no, I'm cosplaying, or
I'm
you're
Pikachu.
like, I'm just a guy in a bathrobe with a katana, and I'm gonna go take a shower with my katana.
Did you guys tell her you were Pikachu? And then like, because when you meet her a second time, she like realizes that who you are because she's like, oh, I caught up on all the seasons.
I don't know. I forget what I did that. I think I've gone through that part a couple of times, so I've done a few different things.
I don't know, the way that there's so many little small things that I feel like will make differences as you go that it makes me want to run through it again.
Yeah,
I'd probably
it's-
gonna do it on hard mode next time.
Yeah, it's definitely that's one downside I think that Hotline Miami has. It doesn't have a ton of replayability. Like it does to like get the masks and try it out with different characters, but this game definitely I think has a lot of replayability, especially because of like the swords and
There's also the speedrun mode, which would be
Yeah,
interesting to
speedrun
look
mode.
into.
Yeah, I wonder how different speedrun mode is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Speedrun to never die.
Oh gosh.
That'd be awful. You
Don't
restart from
slow
all the way-
anything down at all. Just do every time.
Off, you just could.
Interesting.
What was that? You broke up a little bit.
There's like pick different settings, and one of them is to turn on slow time anything, which would make it so much harder. You just really need to have the game memorized. Which it wouldn't be too hard. The game's not that long.
Yeah.
I don't. I feel like the way this whole story's been built up is they're like building it.
I don't know, crank out some DLC and then make a second game like really fast since they already have a lot of mechanics made out, and
Yeah.
let's just make it more.
Everything. Final recommendations. It's a good game. Definitely worth $15. Buy it on the Switch. It's a lot of fun on
Yeah.
the Switch. Or buy it on Steam. I don't give a fuck. But
Kind of wish I'd bought it on Switch.
Yeah, same.
yeah.
I bought it on sale.
Same. I bought it on sale as well.
Yeah, I feel like this would be a fun Switch game.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun on Switch. And yeah,
Definitely
rec-
recommend.
final recommendations. Get it if you. Well, I mean, I guess obviously, watch some gameplay footage. If you don't like those really fast-paced kind of puzzle platformer side scroller games, probably don't get it. But if you like good video games, you should give it a try.
If you're in it for the story, you just gotta get through like the first 4 missions. Then it starts
Yep.
picking up.
I think the story. I think it's a good base in the first 4, but it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't really pick up until like halfway.
I know when I
through it.
first started, I was like, "What is this bizarro thing? Like, I'm just some random dude wearing samurai clothes walking
Yeah,
around." Like,
it's-
it just seemed super bizarre in the beginning. I was like, "I don't know if this is gonna be a game I'm interested in."
It's also, I don't know. There's some other stuff where it's kind of weird. It's like a alternate universe. Like they call you like a Cro-Magnum and is like a Cro-Magnon. I forget what they call. Yeah, but they're like, yeah, I fought in the war, and it's all kind of vague, and it's like mostly seems to be allusions to like Vietnam and stuff, and
Yeah.
So
But game seems worth it. Music is top notch.
story's really good.
Gameplay
Gameplay
gets
is
better and better as you go.
yeah,
Yep.
and they're just going to be adding more content apparently, and I'm definitely interested in getting the rest of the swords and trying those out. So yeah, Katana Zero, it's a fun time. And with that, I'm going to end this stream because the quality has been kind of
Yeah.
shitting out. But yeah, bye.